We are going to be doing an EMOM today. So I'm just going to go through what we're going to do, and then we're going to get warmed up, and then we'll do the workout, and then we'll do a nice little cool down. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with 10 overhead lunges. So if you guys have weight you want to use, feel free. I'm going to do everything body weight. So we're going to start off. We're just going to have our hands overhead, lunging, alternating. We're going to do 10 on each side. So that's going to be the first exercise. The second exercise, we're going to do an RDL into a squat, okay? So we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart. We're going to bend down like an RDL and then into a squat and stand back up, okay? So RDL, bending back, squatting down, standing back up, okay? So we're going to do 8 of those. And then the next thing we're going to do is reverse lunge with a knee drive. So we're going to step back into a reverse lunge, drive that knee up. So stepping back, drive knee up. We're going to do 10 on each side. And then our next thing we're going to do is we're going to do push-ups. So we're going to do 8 push-ups. We can either be from the knees, just like so. We want to make sure if we're on the knees that we are all flat in one straight line. If not, on the toes, doing 10. And then we're going to do, 8, and then 10 plank into a pike. So we'll be in a plank, pushing up into the pike position, back into the plank, doing 10 of those. And then after that, we're going to do 10 squats with our knees touching opposite elbows. So we squat, touch knee, squat, touch the knee. And then lastly, we're going to do 10 mountain climbers on each leg, and then 10 plank jacks like so. Does anyone have any questions?
I did set up the meeting to go till 12:45. So
Okay.
if those of you who can stick around till 12:45, would love to have you. If not, we understand. Thank you for bracing with the technical difficulties.
All right. Awesome. So we're going to start off with a quick warm up, okay? So we're going to be standing for a warm up, and we're going to do quad stretches, okay? So we're going to grab our ankle, have that knee pointed straight down, try and keep the balance at the same time, and then reach with your other arm overhead. And then we're going to hold for a few seconds, and then we're going to go into the other leg. So grabbing that ankle, knee pointed down, reaching all the way overhead, and holding for a few seconds. And we're going to do each leg one more time. So alternating, grabbing that other leg, reaching up over on the other side, feeling that stretch through your back as well as through your quad. And then we're going to go on to the other side one last time. Again, reaching as high as you can, knee pointing straight down. Awesome. So our next stretch we're going to do is going to open up the hips and the back a little bit more, get us ready for all those lunges. We are going to take a step forward. So we're going to be in a nice runner's lunge, and we're going to do elbow to instep, okay? So we're going to place, if your left leg is forward, place that left hand down right on the inside, and then place your other hand right next to it. So we're going to have in a plank with a running lunge. And then if your left foot is forward, you're going to take your left arm and you're going to rotate open that same direction. So you should feel that in that back hip. And then you should also feel your back opening up. We're going to hold here for a few seconds. Breathing nice and deep, rotating back. And as we push up, you're going to come forward. And then we're going to end standing. And then we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. So if you did your left, your right foot is going to be forward now. So right foot forward, lunge forward. Feel that stretch in your hip. Take that right hand, place it on the inside of your leg. Again, really feel that stretch in your hips, especially that back one. And then you're going to take your same arm, open up towards that front knee. Hold here for a few seconds. Really make sure we're breathing nice and deep. Feel that stretch. And then return to center and bring that other foot forward, stand back up. All right. So that concludes our quick little warm up. If we need to stretch anything else out, feel free. But if not, we're gonna go ahead and get started, okay? So I'll let you guys know what movement is gonna be coming next. You have a full minute to complete each movement, okay? So we're starting off with 10 overhead lunges, alternating each leg. So 20 total, 10 each side, full minute to complete. And I'm gonna start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Full minute. So we have our arms overhead, stepping, alternating forward. We want to make sure we press through the ground with our whole entire foot. Squeeze those glutes to come back up. And because we have our hands overhead, we want to make sure that we are keeping our core nice and tight, still slightly bending forward at the hips. We want to create a parallel line with our shin of the front leg and our chest. So make sure we're not standing too far upright and making sure we're alternating each side. 10 each side. We got 20 more seconds to do our 10. I have no idea how many I've done. So I'm just gonna keep going. And we got 10 more seconds. And we're gonna do the RDL into a squat next. We're gonna do 8 of those. And we're gonna start off in 3, 2, 1. Arms front, bending back into RDL squat, stand up. So make sure you're pushing those hips back, keeping your back nice and flat. So if you want to pretend like you're closing a door with your butt, that's kind of what we want to do with that RDL. And then squat straight down. Again, making sure our core is nice and tight this whole time. If you would like to add weight to this movement, feel free. I'm going to do everything body weight today, but if you do want to add some weight, you're more than welcome to do so. And we have 20 more seconds. If you feel like you want to do more than 8, feel free. If you want to go the full minute, also works. We got 10 more seconds, and then we're going to be doing our reverse lunge with that knee drive. We're going to do 8 on each leg. And we're starting that in 3, 2, 1. So step behind, drive the knee up. If you want to make it a little bit more complicated, feel free to jump on that way up. But you really want to make sure that that knee is going to be parallel with the ground, make a 90-degree angle. And by knee, I mean your thigh. So that front thigh as you drive your knee up parallel with the ground. Again, pushing through the whole foot. And if you need to slow it down a little bit, feel free to keep that balance going. But we're stepping back, drive up. And if you want to move your arms like you're running, that also kind of will help with balance a little bit. But again, pushing through that whole foot. Use those glutes. Use that core to drive that knee up. We got 10 seconds. And up next, we're doing 8 push-ups, 10 plank into a pike, starting that in 3, 2, 1. So we got 8 push-ups, either from the knees or from the toes, whatever you're more comfortable with. I'm going to go from the knees. So when you're doing so, you want to make sure you're keeping your hands under those shoulders and keeping that core nice and tight. Hips in line with the shoulders and in line with your ears. So we're going to do 8 of those. And then 10 plank into a pike. So you're flat and pushing up into more of that down dog position. I'm going to do 10 of those. Again, making sure you're keeping your core nice and tight. Use those shoulders to push yourself up. And I don't think we have enough time, so try and aim for 8 if you can, because that minute is now up. So up next, then we're moving to that squat and touching your elbow to each side. So you're going to squat, elbow, squat, elbow. Did I skip that when I was explaining? I think I did. I'm sorry. I tend to do that. We're squatting in knee, squatting in knee, and we want to make sure we're going to get 10 on each side, 20 total. Want to make sure you're using that core to bring your knee up. We're going to do that for this whole minute. We're doing 10 of them. Make sure you're pushing through the ground, whole foot. Use those glutes. Great job, you guys. Doing 10 each side. We got a few more seconds, and then we're doing our mountain climbers and our plank jacks. So starting that in 3, 2, 1. So mountain climbers, 10 each side, driving those knees up. So 20 total, 10 each leg. And then we'll go into the plank jacks. So making sure core is nice and tight. Hips are down. No butts in the air. 10 of each. And then we will take a rest so we can all catch our breath. So we're going to rest for a full minute, and then we're going to start at the top again. We have those 10 overhead lunges, 8 RDLs into the squat, 8 reverse lunges with the knee drive each side, and then we're going to do 8 push-ups, and then 8 plank into the pike, 10 squat knee to elbow, and then 10 mountain climbers and 10 plank jacks. I apologize that I forgot to explain the squat knee to elbow. My handwriting all looks the same, so sometimes I accidentally don't read it properly. But we've got 30 seconds of rest, you guys, and then we're going to get started again, moving from the top. Okay, I'm going to reset my timer. All right, are we ready? Everyone good? Give a thumbs up if you're ready. Are we ready? Okay. And we're going to start off with overhead lunges, you guys, 10 each side. 3, 2, 1. Arms straight up. Alternating, stepping forward. If it feels better to step back, feel free to do so. I want to make sure our core is nice and tight. We're creating those parallel lines with our shin and our chest. Pushing through the whole ground. Making sure when our arms are overhead, we are not shrugging. We want our shoulders to be as far away from those ears as we can get them, without your glasses falling off if you're wearing glasses. 10 on each side. Planting that whole foot. Pushing through. Use those legs, you guys. We got 10 seconds. And then we're moving into our RDLs, into the squats. 3, 2, 1. We're doing 8. So push back, RDL, squat, stand back up. Push back, down, squeeze the glutes. Make sure we're using those glutes. Stand back up. Putting all the pressure on the whole foot. This will also kind of help open your hips up a little bit more. Make sure core is tight. Back is nice and flat the whole time. And just like those lunges, we want to create those parallel lines with our shin and our chest. Great job, you guys. We got 15 more seconds, and then we're moving into our push-ups, doing 8 push-ups, 10 plank, 8 plank to pike. And we're starting that in 3, 2, 1. 8 push-ups, either from the knees or from the toes. Make sure we're keeping those hands directly below the shoulders and the hips in line with your shoulders and your ears. Nice and flat. And when you're done with your push-ups, going into that plank position, push yourself up and back down. So it's going to be similar to that down dog. Really want to use those shoulders. Keep everything nice and flat. We don't want to dip too far down when we come into that plank. Want to keep our back nice and stable. No dips in that low back. All right, you guys, we got 5 seconds and we're moving 10 squat, knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1. Squatting down. Bring that knee up. Use that core to drive the knee up. And again, same thing. Want those shins and the chest to be nice and parallel. Going as deep as you can into that squat. Use that core to keep your back flat and to drive those knees up. Awesome job, you guys. We got 15 seconds. And then we're moving into our last exercise. 10 mountain climbers and 10 plank jacks. 3, 2, 1. So we're getting 20 total, 10 on each leg. Keep that back nice and flat, butt down. And then same thing with the plank jacks, keeping that butt down, you guys. Use that core. And when you're done with those two, we have a little bit more time, so we can always do more. Great job, you guys. Great planks. I like the adjustment, Brittany. If you needed to not jump, you guys, if you need to copy Brittany, feel free. Awesome job. All right. How we feeling, you guys? Feeling good? It's 12:30, which we normally end now, but since we did start late, should we want to do another round? Yeah? All right. I'll give you guys a few seconds. I know I need a few to catch my breath. But we'll start up at the top again with those overhead lunges, you guys. We'll go ahead and do this one more time through, and then we'll go ahead and do our cool down, okay? So I'm going to start the timer. We're going to do 10 overhead lunges. Again, if you want to add weight to this, feel free. If not, no worries. We're going to start off 10 each leg, going in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So stepping forward, alternating, really plant that foot and push up. Great job, you guys. Keep that core nice and tight. Arms as straight as we can. Get those ears away from those shoulders. Or yes, shoulders away from the ears. That's a better way to put that. All right, we got 20 more seconds. And then we're doing our RDL into the squat. Great job, you guys. Let's amp it up a little. We're going to do 10 RDL to squat this time. Going in 3, 2, 1. So back, down to squat, stand back up. So really making sure seconds. And then we're going to go into those push-ups and the plank to pike. We got 10 seconds. We're going to do 8 push-ups, 10 plank to pike. 3, 2, 1. Again, keeping those hands directly under the shoulders. You want everything to be nice and flat. And then when we've done our 8 push-ups, go and start in that plank, pushing yourself up. Want to make sure we're not coming down too far on that plank. We don't want to let those hips dip. Keep that pelvis nice in one line by using that core. We're doing 10 of those. And we got 10 more seconds, you guys, and we're doing our squat, knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1. Squat and touch. Squat, touch. Really use that core to bring that knee up as well as the power from your other leg. I know. He really wants to work out with us, you guys, but he's just staring at me. We're doing 10 on each side. If you want to go a little extra, feel free to do so. We got 30 seconds. And then we got our last movement, which is our mountain climbers and our plank jacks. We got 15 seconds. All right, you guys, last movement of the day. 3, 2, 1. 10 mountain climbers. 10 each side. 20 total, keeping that butt down. Same thing with the plank jacks, doing 10. Make sure we're keeping that butt down. That's what's going to engage the core. Great job, you guys. All right. So when we're all done with that, we are going to do a quick cool down. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do both of the things we're going to do today. We are going to be on our hands and knees. So I'm going to move this down a little bit more for you guys. So we're going to start off. We're going to do quadruped rocks. So we're going to be on our hands and knees, just like this. And you're going to take one of your legs. So right now I'm going to take my right leg. And I'm going to plant it out next to me with my whole foot on the ground. So this is going to give us a nice stretch on the inner part of our thighs. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and rock down, just like we are going to into a squat. Squeeze the glutes, come back up to center, okay? So we're rocking back down, touching that glute to our heel, squeezing, coming back up, okay? We're going to do that 2 more times, going back down. Hold for a second, squeeze the glute, come back up. Great job, you guys. 1 more, going down, squeeze, and back up. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do that with the other leg. So same thing, quadruped position. Now sticking our left leg out, and we're rocking back down to that heel to the glute, squeeze, come back up. Make sure we're keeping our back nice and flat the whole time. Hold for a second at the bottom. That's gonna help open up those hips. Doing 2 more. And last one. All right, and so for the last part of the cool down we're going to do, we're going to be in that same quadruped position, and we're going to take our right arm first, okay? So you're going to take your right arm. You're going to thread it through and rotate. We're not touching the ground though, we're just reaching out as far as we can. And then we're going to come back to center, place that hand on the back of your head, and then we're going to open up the other direction, okay? We're going to hold that for a few seconds, back to center. So we're taking that hand, going through to the other side, rotating towards our left hand, back to center, putting that hand on your head, and opening up the other direction. And we're going to do that 1 more time, and then we'll do the other side. So reaching through, Hand on your head. Open up. We want to make sure we're keeping our hips down towards the ground the whole time. We're just rotating our upper back. So now we're going to switch over to the other side. Left arm through, onto the back of the head, rotating up. And threading through, rotate towards that right side. Keeping those hips nice and flat, opening up. And last one, reaching through. Hand on your head, open back up. And that is all she wrote, my friends. Awesome job, everyone. Thank you for holding tight with our technical difficulties.
Thank you, Jazzy.
You're welcome, Joan.
I did come.
Yay! I'm glad we figured it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Great workout. Loved it.
That was a good one.
Good job, everyone.
Loved
Not
it.
focused.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks so
welcome.
much. See you next week.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
everyone.